With the release of a new book, we're finding out that Disney may be rebooting the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Secret Wars. I'm Troy from Marks on Movies, and today we're talking about the future of the MCU. Now, Marks, assemble! CBR reports, Kevin Feige plans to reboot the MCU with Secret Wars. Author Joanna Robinson reveals that she has a quote from Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige implying that the MCU will be rebooted with Secret Wars.
Yeehaw, Chuckle.
Joanna Robinson, author of the new Marvel book MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios, recently shared that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige intends to reboot the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the upcoming movie Avengers: Secret War. Quote, "We have a quote from Kevin Feige sort of implying that, like, Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot in which they can prune everything," Robinson said during an appearance on the Watch podcast via Screen Rant. Quote, "That's not to use a Loki-ism. They'll prune everything that's not working and just keep what is working, or bring back people you thought were gone forever," end quote.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Screen Rant also noted that near the end of MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, there is a passage that hints at a soft reboot for the MCU. It reads as follows, quote, "Feige had to learn different lessons from the comics, how superheroes periodically needed to be rebooted, how to stop variants and spin-offs from spiraling out of control, how an annual mega crossover event could unify a desperate line of characters," end quote. First of all, I do want to give Disney and Marvel some credit before I just go bashing on them incessantly. I get what they're saying about the comics. They're not totally wrong there. There are characters constantly brought back from the dead, new people take over the mantle of an old hero, which 9 times out of 10, I absolutely hate, and there are spin-off stories all over the freaking place, as well as crossover events.
I'm extremely confused.
In that respect, the MCU isn't too much different from the comics. The bad thing about the MCU is that it started off well, got really strong, finished at the top of the mountain with Endgame, and just quickly crashed to the bottom of that same mountain. No, not everything to come out of Disney Marvel after Endgame has been crap. I just haven't cared nearly as much about anything from the MCU the same way that I did before Infinity War and Endgame. Spider-Man: No Way Home was probably the last time I was really freaking stoked for a Marvel movie, and then I guess Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as well. There's also been quite a few things that I haven't given the slightest damn about from the MCU in the past few years. That bleeds into my biggest issue with them, and Disney as a whole, for quite a while. Well, besides completely forgetting to put quality ahead of quantity and trying to change the message of everything to pass the Bechdel test, or push a certain ideology.
Not a great plan.
But besides that, they turned on a freaking fire hose of content that just keeps flowing. And after a while, it's no longer a fire hose pumping out clean water. That well has run dry, and now it's flowing like a damn sewer pipe. I'm mixing metaphors, but what I'm really trying to express is that it's just too damn much to keep up with, and over 50% of it just isn't good enough to make me want to keep up with it. But getting back to the article though, Secret Wars will celebrate all past Marvel movies. This isn't the first time Avengers: Secret War has been rumored to serve as the end of the MCU, as fans currently know it. Trusted scooper Can We Get Some Toast previously stated that Secret Wars will serve as the send-off to not only the current MCU, but all the Marvel movies that came before Iron Man. It's the ultimate soft reboot. The scooper then suggested that Feige will pull inspiration from the all-new, all-different Marvel era for the next phase of the MCU. The ANADM branding was used between 2015 and 2019 for Marvel's lineup of comic books set after the 2015-16 Secret Wars crossover event.
Sure, Jan.
I have no idea what the hell Feige's talking about. He's pretending like the MCU has been exclusively sticking to the old, fondly remembered classic Marvel tales. They left that behind ages ago. What about Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, America Chavez, Ironheart, Echo, Female Thor, Shuri is Black Panther, Kate Bishop is Hawkeye, Falcon is Captain America. There are others, but you get the point. This is all the new stuff. This is all modern Marvel. It's almost all failed in the comic book world, and now they've dragged it into the MCU to most likely fail again. So I'm not sure who the hell Kevin Feige thinks that he's fooling.
Everything that guy just says, bullshit.
This has not been good old classic Marvel for a long, long time. This is just Feige's way of bringing back characters that he had to kill off, or getting to do a redo of things that he feels like needs to be updated for a modern audience. That's what Marvel Comics did. And guess what, Kevin? They failed. Don't be so ignorant with all of this.
Take a big step back and literally your own face!
But let's get back to the article. The MCU has years left in the tank. The MCU launched in 2008 with the release of Iron Man. Since then, the shared universe has grown to encompass 32 films and almost as many television series. Despite the MCU's age, Feige stated, "It feels like we've barely scratched the surface," he added. The great thing about Marvel truly is how many wonderful, interesting characters we have in the comics. They've been at it for 85 years.
It's been 84 years.
The MCU was created without the rights of some of Marvel Comics' biggest characters like Spider-Man and the X-Men. Spider-Man later joined the MCU in Captain America: Civil War after Marvel and Sony worked out an arrangement that saw them co-developing a new Spider-Man film trilogy. The X-Men and the Fantastic Four are also set to appear in the MCU after Disney's 2019 acquisition of 20th Century Fox, which gave Marvel Studios the rights back to the mutants and Marvel's first family. Avengers: Secret War is currently scheduled to hit theaters on May 7th, 2027. If they've barely scratched the surface within 15 years, that's just freaking insane. I sort of understand what he's saying, and I agree. Yes, there are a lot of characters, and yes, there are a lot of stories to tell, so I get it. I just really hope that I'm interpreting things wrong, and Feige's not going to use this reboot, quote-unquote, as a way to destroy everything that we actually liked about the MCU throughout the years. Now that he's got the rights to Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, X-Men, Deadpool, and pretty much any known Marvel property on the planet, I'm hoping that he's just going to go back and do things the way that he always intended to do it. Multiple Marvel fanboys and nerdy comic enthusiasts throughout the years have said, in an ideal world, the MCU would have started with the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man as the backbone. You'd then bring in the X-Men and sprinkle in the Avengers one by one. Unfortunately, Marvel didn't have that option to begin with and had to work with what they had. Fortunately for us, though, formerly B-list characters like Iron Man and Thor got their just desserts and were actually showcased in awesome ways that we got to enjoy. I seriously have no confidence in anything that Disney or Marvel does nowadays, but I'm really hoping I'm wrong. Marvel really has an amazing opportunity to bust open another gold mine here. Kevin Feige proved that he was the man for the job the first time around. Again, not to mix metaphors, but can he hit oil again and make the MCU the powerhouse that it once was? DC still can't get their shit together, so there's honestly still no competition. Comment down below with your thoughts on all of this. Are you wanting the MCU to be rebooted with the long-lost properties back under the Marvel banner? Do you think that they should just keep the MCU as it is and keep the same storylines running? Are you tired of the MCU and superhero movies as a whole? Or are you excited about all of this? Let me know in the comment section. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content. I'm Troy from Arcs on Movies, and we'll see you next time.
Avengers! Assemble.